Hello everyone, my name is Shubham Khurana. A lot of you know me as the creator of Copper Rat Comics, which is a page on Instagram with over 200k followers. And today we're going to talk about career breaks. A lot of you do not know that I have over 13 years of experience as a corporate professional myself. I did my typical engineering from one of the IITs in India, went to one of the famous B schools, then started working, and then have been working as a sales and marketing professional for 13 years and counting. Why are we talking about career breaks today? So most of you would not know that corporate comics actually started during a career break about 5 years ago. I was quite frustrated with what I was doing back in end of 2017, and I really wanted to take a break to travel the world and also make travel videos. It's interesting that corporate comics just was a byproduct. In this video, I'm going to talk about 5 reasons why you should consider taking a career break, and we'll also address, one of the common questions which you have, which is how do I know that this is the right time? So, what is career break? Again, quite self-explanatory, but unsurprisingly, there's a Wikipedia article about it as well. Wikipedia article actually says that the average time people take a break, or the commonest time people take a break, is somewhere between 6 months to 2 years. Now, that's a really wide span, right? So in one of the later videos, I'm also going to address what is the right window or the right time period to take a career break. So if you're interested in this subject, please do like, share, subscribe. Also important to know that this video might be aimed at a lot of my followers who are based in India. Having said that, it's equally relevant for wherever you're based in. But the fact is that career break might be far more common a practice in a lot of European countries. Most people look at what they call a gap year right after they finished high school or college, right? They take that year off to go around, travel the world, and it's a very common practice. In India, however, the only time we actually take a career break is when we need to study or prepare for entrance examinations for some of these very competitive colleges to get in, which in itself can be extremely taxing, right? So we do not have the concept of a career break, and in a lot of circles, very surprisingly, it's still looked at as a little bit of a taboo. So we will do some myth busting as we go along as well. So the very first reason, and possibly one of the commonest reason why you should take a career break, is that you're tired. Throw back to the time when you were growing up in school, right? And we used to study for a year. There used to be the concept of summer vacations, which would typically be about 2 months long, which would help you rejuvenate and prepare for the bigger challenges which were coming in the next grade or the next class, right? Now, when it comes to our work, and if you're fortunate, you would potentially at best be able to get a 15-day continuous leave. You'd possibly be able to do it twice a year if your bosses and your office people are really kind. When do you really rejuvenate? And hence, it's absolutely okay to take a break to be able to get back a better and a more refreshed human being. How do you know that it is the right time to take a break for this reason? Well, I asked myself this simple question. Does the thought of going to your work or your office for even one more day scare you? If the answer is yes, then absolutely now is the right time. Okay, the second reason is that you do not like your work. Now, how is it different from the first one? In the first one, you've just been working, you're fine with what you're doing, you're okay with the stream you've chosen, and you're okay to make a career in it, and do that for a lifetime, but you're extremely tired, right? In this case, what you're doing is something which doesn't excite you. You do not really mind the people in your office. You don't mind going to office, but you know that you do not want to do this for a living for a lifetime, right? You want to take a break just to actually first weigh out your options, really look at what you enjoy doing, and find an alternate career path. Do you want to really make a career and do what you're doing today for a lifetime? And the answer to that question is actually no. Then you know that it is absolutely legitimate to take a break for this very reason. How do you know it is the right time? The earlier the better. You know that there'll be a bigger opportunity cost when you've worked for longer. When you are doing the same thing and you do that for longer and have grown and made a career in that, the longer you do it, the more difficult it will be to get out and look at something else. So the answer to this is, if you know today that this is not what you want to do, take a break now and rethink. So the next reason why you want to take a break is because you just have a passion which you really want to pursue. Now, of course, one of the commonest things a lot of people want to take a break for is to travel. Whatever you're passionate about, if you want to take a break to pursue that, to learn that, whether it is art, whether it is you wanting to do a yoga course, whether it is you wanting to do a long trip across the banana trail in Southeast Asia, or travel all of South America, which you obviously cannot do in just a week or two, and you know that you will need obviously at least 2 to 3 month window, if not much longer. Absolutely okay to take a break to do that. When do you know it is the right time? Well, the simple question to ask is, first, do you have the means to do what you're passionate about today? If you don't work for the next, the time you're looking to take a break for, say 6 months, would you be fine? Would you really be able to make both ends meet? If the answer is yes, then absolutely you can. The second question to ask and know whether it is the right time is to know, will you possibly get the same job, worst case, if whatever you want to do with your passion, and if you really want to make a career of that itself, does not work out? Will you at least be able to join at the same level? Will you at least be able to get just the same job a few months after? The answer is yes, then what's stopping you? So the next reason, which is relatively simpler to determine, is when you have a personal commitment. Now, of course, one of the commonest personal commitments people take a break for is in case of a childbirth. Of course, I'm not talking about just the typical mat leave or a pat leave. I'm talking about people taking a longer break, or spending a longer period of time away from work just to spend time watching the children grow or to be around them, which absolutely is wonderful. Another reason which is absolutely legitimate is when your husband or wife is relocating because of another great opportunity they have got, and you just want to be around them and just to move with them, to support them, and your present job would not allow you relocating, so you end up taking a break to be able to do that. Again, this is a relatively simpler one in my mind, but that is also because I really weigh personal commitments much more over professional. When do you know this is the right time to take a break? In this case, you don't have much to figure except for just making that decision and taking the plunge. Okay, so the last reason, which surprisingly a lot of people do not even think about or discredit, is taking a break for professional growth. One, you're doing something which possibly you need to upskill in. Doing a higher degree, you're a marketer, you want to learn the ropes of the new ways of marketing, and you take a break to do a lot of these courses on digital marketing, because that will actually help you in your career, and once you come back a far more richer and a more enabled individual. Another way of doing it for professional growth is when you want to start something up of your own. You have a great idea, you don't know if it will work or not, but you definitely want to take a break to first test waters, and then see if it works for you. Wonderful. If it doesn't, come back to your career. When is a good time to take a break for this? The question I would ask myself here is, if what you're doing today, you were to grow doing the same thing, right? If you were to, let's say, get a 20% hike doing this, or let's say if you were to get a promotion this year, does that thought excite you, right? If the answer is no, then you clearly want to do something else, and you clearly want to, not grow linearly, but, in a far more exponential fashion. And the only way to do it, possibly sometimes, is just to take a break and to, really upskill or to do something of your own. Okay, I hope this video is useful. This is just the start of, many videos I intend to make around this topic of career break. I know a lot of you have questions around how long the career break should be, how easy or difficult it is to get back to a job after you've taken a career break. A lot of you want to know about my journey and how I planned my life during my career break, and what's the best way to make the best of your career break. So I will talk about all of those in subsequent videos. So if you liked it and if you found it anywhere useful, would love for you to subscribe my channel. I intend to also talk about building a side hustle. I also intend to talk about illustrations and what my illustration process is for the ones who are specifically interested in that topic. See you soon.